Today's primer is on owning our emotions. One of the things that I didn't know growing up and didn't know even later in life for a long time was that every emotion that I have is an emotion that I am the sole person responsible for dealing with it. Of course, I can ask others for help. I can call up my best friend or call up my therapist or call up my life coach and say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and I'm very frustrated, or I'm very angry, or I'm elated, I'm happy, or uh, whatever emotion is coming up. That's very different than acting upon those emotions in the real world. So I might have a situation where I am very triggered by the person that I'm talking to, and I need to be able to say to myself, I am triggered, but that's not this person's responsibility. So I don't want to yell at this person or be mean to this person or push away this person just because I'm triggered. This person did not create that trigger. Of course, there are the circumstances where it might be the person who created the trigger, somebody from our childhood or what have you, but the majority of the time, that's not the case. So being able to remain calm, cool, and collected is very important. So I can look at things and say, I am feeling the way that I'm feeling without acting upon those feelings or acting those feelings out. Why don't we want to act those feelings out? Well, because pushing people with our emotions is still pushing people. It's a type of emotional coercion. If I come to you and I say, hey, I left my wallet at home, can you loan me 20 bucks? You can say yes or no, right? You might say yes, you might say no, it would be fine. But if I come to you and go, oh god, it's so bad, I left my wallet at home, and like I don't have gas money right now, and I'm really stuck, and I don't have the payment enabled on my phone, and I've been thinking for weeks that I should do that, and just, oh god, I'm really hoping you'll help me. Will you please help me? Will you loan me $20? I swear I'll give it back to you tomorrow. Okay. So in one, someone just comes and asks, and then in the other, somebody comes and they bring this emotional load with them. In the second one, a lot of people will feel that they don't really have the choice or the option to say no, that it will mean that they are a bad person who is contributing to the bad day of this person that they potentially care about. So this is why keeping the emotional content within us, unless somebody has said, yeah, give it all to me, tell me how you're feeling. So unless that has happened, it's important to be able to state our feelings without expressing them in full emotional spectrum, such as my second example. We want to have emotions. Emotions are very important, and you can watch my primer on connecting with your emotional self. That is a real tool. Uh, but we don't want our emotional self driving the bus, so to speak. We don't want the emotions that we are carrying when we suddenly get triggered to be translated to the interaction that we're having now. It ends up being emotionally coercive, and emotional coercion is a type of emotional abuse. I didn't know that growing up. In our family, we yelled, things happened, whatever. But as an adult now, I don't wish for that in my life. I don't wish to move through the world affecting people or coercing people or um, pressuring people to make the choices that I want them to make. That kind of manipulation is something that I want to leave behind. So I believe that it is important to be able to express how we're feeling in a way that is calm, cool, and collected, even though we perhaps are angry or frustrated or disappointed or whatever emotions coming up. It could be happy. It could be somebody has just asked this person to marry them and they're elated, and now they've just come back from lunch at work, and the memory of this engagement is overwhelming them and they are ecstatically happy. Of course, you want to be able to go to your best buddy coworker and say, "Oh my god, my partner just asked me to marry them and I just said yes, and I'm very happy right now." And the person will be like, "Oh, congratulations, that's amazing." And We want to be able to be in that moment, but then we want to complete that moment and go back to our work while still carrying these positive emotions within us. We don't want to shut the door on those feelings. We want to keep them with us, but we don't want them to affect the work that we're doing. We don't want to be so distracted that we can't do the work that we're doing. So, being able to understand within ourselves that it's important to have feelings, but not let them dictate our choices or our actions, and be able to convey those emotions to other people around us in a way that does not cajole them or force them or pressure them into doing something that we wish for them to be doing. So, this is the primer on emotional coercion and how to deal with our feelings in a way that means that we can move through the world without forcing other people to deal with our emotions or forcing people to make the choices that we wish because of how we are how we happen to be interacting emotionally. So, thank you for listening, and I hope this has been helpful to you.